How you balancing fun and work?
Man, and that's the craziest part about it. So look, listen, bro. I've been in the club every single day for a motherfucking, like, literally 10 days straight. I done went to PA and went to the club. Damn. I done went to Columbus, went to the club. You feel me? I done moving around so they can see me, you feel me, and notice who, you know what I'm saying, what's really going on.
Oh, they gonna see that motherfucker for sure.
Yeah, that's how I did that on purpose, for real. But I gotta go in the house to make the cheese. Put this chain on and I hop in this motherfucker, I'm gonna go.
Those words would hit way too close to home, almost like a warning from the universe. Just hours after going live on Instagram with a flashy model, 28-year-old Cleveland rapper Carlos Banks was found dead inside his apartment, taken out in a brutal shooting that left everyone shocked.
Emotional night as family and friends remember a local musician murdered 1 week ago inside an apartment in the Slavic Village neighborhood. Michelle Nix has the story, new tonight.
But what went down before that moment? The hours leading up to his death tell a chilling story that many people say points straight to the same woman seen with him on that live video. Fans and friends online are convinced she played a bigger role than anyone expected. Before diving into the drama and theories, let's rewind a bit and talk about who Carlos really was. Not just the rapper on camera, but the man behind the fame. Carlos Banks, better known as Cash Banks, was really starting to shake up Cleveland's hip-hop scene. At just 28, he was on his grind, pulling in over 34,000 followers on Instagram and dropping hits that had people talking. His breakout single, 100 Shots, had already racked up more than 117,000 views on YouTube, proof that his sound was catching serious fire.
Zar the Jeweler, he from Houston. He next door to Johnny Dang, right? They next door to each other. Johnny was talking crazy, so you feel me? I'm a street nigga. I ain't giving Johnny 30 when this nigga said give him 22.
Fact,
But I went to Johnny for the teeth though. So Johnny.
Oh, that's tough. Oh man,
so
that's still
That's permanent?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Johnny.
You gonna be an old man with them?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna get some veneers. I'm gonna get some veneers like probably next year.
So after you get the veneers, what do you do with the teeth you got now? Do you sell them?
They can hide these bitches. I don't know what they gonna do. They can do.
They fuck around, resell them bitches.
Hopefully this can pay for the veneers. Hopefully they can do
no cap,
you know what I'm saying? Swap them out. Yeah.
What's your favorite jewelry purchase?
But Cash wasn't just chasing fame, he was building a legacy. In interviews, he opened up about how he went from sleeping rough to standing tall in Ohio's rap game. He used to call himself a dusty kid from the projects, but now he was out here turning that pain into power. He had big dreams. Performing at Rolling Loud was at the top of his list, and he was getting closer every day. Carlos had a brand new track called Bad lined up to drop on New Year's Day 2025. The perfect way to start his next big chapter. He often said his daughter was his whole world, and his growing fan base loved how real he was. Every lyric, every post, it all came straight from the heart. But on the night of December 28th, 2024, Carlos made one choice that would set off major alarms. He went live on Instagram with a woman named Isha Jones.
Dude, I sell jewelry too. You feel me? Yeah. Like I be flipping the watches and shit in Cleveland. That's my little lane. So you feel me? After I stopped selling bows and trapping and shit, I'm like, fuck it, I'ma make some fast money, but I ain't trying to be looking for the police looking for me. You feel me? So order these watches from India, order these watches from Houston, you feel me? And then bring them back to the city. Upcharging their ass.
No, literally.
Free bands. Free bands, man. They ain't mad at me either. They happy.
Yeah, because you bring emotion to the city.
Yeah, everybody icy.
Everybody eating, yeah.
And that shit gonna beep on a diamond tester. Fuck, what can they do?
That's all they care about for real.
Can I test this right now? I got my diamond tester.
Hell yeah, on God. Bring it. I'm about to say, bring that bitch out. Test the teeth first.
I just want to see.
He said the teeth first.
Yeah. I couldn't wait for it to happen in the interview.
Man, what?
Oh my God.
The teeth blinging.
Next time we come to Cleveland.
Oh God, bring that motherfucker.
Yeah, we gonna
Now, Isha Jones wasn't just any influencer flashing her looks online. She was an Afro-Latina dancer in her late 20s with a shady past that had people side-eyeing from the jump. As soon as the live started, the comments exploded with warnings. Fans were begging him to log off. They wrote things like, "Bro, watch out, she got a history, and don't trust her, Carlos." But he didn't seem to listen, and that moment changed everything. Fans were flooding the chat, pleading with Carlos to be careful. They knew something was off. He reportedly replied that he already knew about Isha's past, but what he might not have realized was just how deep that past really went. Back in 2013, when her real name, Lanisha Jones, was just 17, she got caught up in a deadly case that made it all the way to TV on the first 48. A 61-year-old man had been killed after allegedly assaulting her friend, and Lanisha ended up right in the middle of the investigation. At first, she was hit with serious charges, aggravated murder, but those got dropped down to obstruction of justice after she worked with prosecutors. She did around 7 years behind bars and got out in September 2019.
You robbed me for 20 bands.
Are you recording me?
You robbed me for 20 bands.
Are you recording me?
And then you're at my job.
But that's not where the story ends. Later, a leaked audio clip started circulating online, and people claimed it was her voice bragging about taking $20,000 from an ex-boyfriend after finding out he cheated. In the clip, she allegedly admitted it was payback for his betrayal, and that revelation had social media in chaos. This wasn't just any woman. Isha had a whole history of drama and chaos that followed her everywhere she went. Her past was filled with toxic relationships, run-ins with the law, and a reputation that practically screamed trouble. People were begging Carlos not to ignore the red flags, but he brushed it all off like it was nothing. Then, just hours after that Instagram live ended, around 4 in the morning on December 29th, 2024, everything took a tragic turn.
On the bed like Rey Mysterio. I've been talking about this shit every day, but they don't hear me.
Cleveland police got a call to the rising apartment complex on Broadway Avenue, deep in the Slavic Village area. When they arrived, the scene was heartbreaking. Carlos Banks, only 28, was found inside on the 3rd floor, hit by multiple gunshots to his head, chest, and stomach. Paramedics tried to bring him back, fighting to save his life, but it was already too late. The same rapper who had been smiling and vibing online hours earlier was now gone. News of his death spread fast, and the details left the whole Cleveland community stunned. How could something like this happen right after that live video?
What if you got fucked up?
What if I got fucked?
I said fucked up.
I said fucked.
Never mind.
Fans, friends, and even investigators started asking hard questions.
A precious life, a rising star, murdered as he worked to make all of his dreams come true. How a family and community.
Questions that still haven't been fully answered. Prosecutors made it clear this wasn't some random street crime gone wrong. According to their reports, a group of attackers allegedly kidnapped a 30-year-old woman and used her as bait to get into the building. Once they gained access, they forced their way straight into Carlos Banks' apartment, robbed him, and then fired multiple shots before escaping into the night. The whole thing sounded way too planned to be coincidence.
He was the best big brother in the world. Yeah, he was awesome. He taught me a lot of stuff.
Now think back to that Instagram live with Lanisha Jones just hours before his death. Remember how fans were dropping warning after warning in the comments about her past? Well, after news broke, the internet exploded with theories.
My cousin liked it getting money. He liked it taking care of his family and being flashy, so that's what he expressed in his music.
People started saying Jones wasn't just an innocent bystander. Some believe she was the one who helped set the whole thing up. Online, the talk was wild. Folks were calling it a honey trap, saying she might have used her brief romance with Carlos to lure him into danger. Sites like WorldStar, hip-hop platforms, and tons of YouTube channels picked it up fast.
It's a lot of false narratives that's being painted. I just like everybody to let him rest and let the family mourn and let the situation be handled how it's supposed to be handled.
Comparing this case to other rapper deaths where women were rumored to have been part of the setup, the idea spread like wildfire, and suddenly all eyes were on her. Jones has publicly denied having anything to do with Carlos's death. Reports say she fired back at the accusations through what looked like a fake Instagram account, claiming her mad ex was spreading lies just to ruin her name. She insisted her past didn't define who she was anymore, but the internet wasn't buying it. Still, here's what everyone does know. This was a woman with a serious history, someone who had once been present at a deadly crime scene and who'd been accused of snatching thousands from an ex out of jealousy, and that same woman went live with Carlos Banks just hours before he was gone.
He wanted to provide for his family. He wanted to be famous and be flashy. He was ambitious. I think that was one of the driving factors of our relationship.
Followers warned him right there in the comments, telling him flat out to stay away, but he brushed it off, and now, tragically, he's no longer here. The investigation into his death kicked off fast, with Cleveland's homicide unit taking charge and community tips coming in nonstop. Carlos wasn't just another rapper in the city. He was loved, respected, and seen as someone about to blow up big time.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
But Cash Banks was not just a local musician, brother, and friend. His star also shined in the eyes of a 7-year-old little boy.
His loss hit the Cleveland scene hard, especially in Slavic Village, where people felt the pain deep. In early January 2025, friends, family, and fans came together for a vigil filled with candles, photos, and memories of his music. Local journalist Jalen King, who had spoken with Carlos several times, described him as relentlessly positive, saying he always pushed others to stay motivated even when life got rough. His energy, his grind, and his hope inspired everyone who crossed paths with him. People who worked with Carlos always said the same thing. He was a true hustler, a money getter who made sure nobody around him ever went without. He genuinely wanted everyone in his circle to win, not just himself. To those who knew him best, Carlos wasn't just another artist chasing fame. He was a dedicated father who constantly talked about how his daughter was his entire reason for grinding so hard.
As an awesome father.
My favorite thing was that he took me a lot of stuff.
And as police work to find his killer, loved ones through their grief and pain believe Cash will be their guardian angel, always watching over the ones he loved.
He wanted me. I wanted him. I wanted him. He wanted me so much.
Every move he made was about creating a better future for her. He was finally connecting with the right people in the industry, building real relationships, and doing things the honest way. But all that hard work, all that progress may have been wiped away in one single night. One night spent with the wrong person. Then, on January 16th, 2025, the case took a major turn. U.S. Marshals tracked down and arrested 25-year-old Devin Jones in Indiana, Pennsylvania. During the arrest, they found illegal substances on him, stacking drug charges on top of what was already shaping up to be a serious indictment.
Who back there? September 28th in Lisbon, New Jersey. I'm gonna be at the XL nightlife, fucking with Isha and them. You know what I'm saying? Come out, come fuck with the woo, what? Maybe welcome to the party. I'm up with my saying the lane, that's why I'm going retarded. Y'all know the woo, baby. What fuck, y'all? Woo. Hey. Woo.
Then came February 4th, 2025. The day that sent shockwaves through Cleveland, a Cuyahoga County grand jury dropped a massive indictment against Devin Jones, hitting him with 16 serious counts. The list was jaw-dropping.
This nigga Spanish. Oh.
Look,
hey.
The money. I can't feel the money. Woo.
You already know it is the biggest fucking woo, nigga. Merry Christmas to all, you know. Keep shooting for the stars. Love.
4 counts of aggravated murder, 2 counts of murder, plus charges of kidnapping, aggravated robbery, and felonious assault. His bond was slammed at a staggering $1 million, and just a few days later, on February 7th, prosecutors announced they wouldn't pursue the death penalty. Still, a conviction on those top charges could lock him away for life without the chance of parole. But here's the part that keeps everyone uneasy. Devin Jones might not have acted alone. The indictment itself mentions additional unknown males who allegedly helped plan and carry out the attack that ended Carlos Banks' life. That means there are still people out there connected to this tragedy who haven't been caught yet. Prosecutor Michael O'Malley hasn't stopped pushing the public for tips, stressing that investigators know more suspects were involved. The community can't shake the feeling that this story isn't over, that justice for Carlos is still incomplete, with key players still hiding in the shadows. And then there's the big question everyone's still asking.
Chad, what up?
How the fuck we slide? Fuck we slide.
Pulling up on your bitch like all 2020.
What about Isha Jones? Even with the online storm of accusations, her criminal record, and the suspicious timing of that Instagram live, she still hasn't been charged with anything. Law enforcement continues to treat the case as a robbery-first situation, not a personal setup, at least officially. So far, investigators haven't publicly listed Isha as a suspect or even a person of interest, but outside the courtroom, the public's already made up its mind. Social media pages, blogs, and YouTube channels have gone all in on what they're calling the honey trap theory. They're connecting dots, showing timelines, and claiming she played a bigger part than anyone's admitting.
Hello, I bet he clapped your Kofi. K with it, not be Clue, 10K, you know, brothers.
Now you jumping bow.
Rapping my brothers. Brother man. Yeah.
See, sis in the
What's
cut.
poppin', what's
Sis in the
poppin'?
cut. You know what's going on.
What up?
Yeah, big boo.
The eerie part? This kind of story has played out before. Fans can't ignore the pattern. A rapper caught up with the wrong woman, a robbery gone deadly, and questions that never quite get answered. Whether Isha's involvement is real or just internet noise, her name has now become permanently tied to one of Cleveland's most shocking cases. Remember PNB Rock? Real name Rakeem Hashim Allen, the Philly rapper who turned his grind into gold. At just 30 years old, he had climbed from the bottom to become one of the biggest names coming out of Philadelphia.
No, I got an episode on Divorce Court coming out, bro. The biggest episode they ever dropping.
You had some jewelry on too?
They ain't let me wear the jewelry, bro.
Okay.
They told me literally that it's the biggest episode they ever recorded.
You was in the divorce for real?
It was a real relationship.
Yeah.
So the bitch that I went with, she from Atlanta. She a toxic ass ghetto ratchet bitch. She crazy.
She was fun, probably.
Man, bro, she made that, bro. I'm in that bitch, bro. They made me look like that nigga in that bitch, bro. They done took all my face tats away, then put the little shit on there. I'm looking like a whole different person, but they caught me in like a panic mode. Like it got an A rate in it. The whole promo budget they got, they gonna put it into the episode.
Oh, it's over with. That bitch about to go up.
Yeah, go
crazy.
Just
put that bitch on
drop
top
November 14th.
How you balancing fun and work?
Man, that's the craziest part about it. So look, listen, bro. I've been in the club every single day for a motherfucking like literally 10 days straight. I done went to PA and went to the club.
Damn.
I done went to Columbus, went to the club. You feel me? I done moving around so they can see me. You feel me? And notice who, you know what I'm saying, what's really going on.
No, they gonna see that motherfucker. For sure.
Yeah. That's how I did that on purpose for real. But I gotta go in the house to make the cheese. I put this chain on and I hop in this motherfucker. I'm gonna go to the liquor store, to the car wash, and probably put a fit on. My day getting started at 6. You feel me? Everything. Oh, I appreciate that.
His hit single Selfish hit number 51 on the Billboard Hot 100, and he'd already teamed up with stars like a Boogie with the Hoodie and Young Thug. With a deal at Atlantic Records and an estimated net worth around $3 million, PNB Rock was living proof that hard work pays off. But on September 12, 2022, everything took a dark turn. PNB Rock was at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in South Los Angeles with his fiancée, Stephanie Sibun Huang. It was supposed to be a chill lunch, nothing more. But one small decision changed it all. Stephanie posted an Instagram story showing their meal and tagged their exact location. And right there in the shot, PNB Rock was visible, wearing his signature diamond chain and flashy watch. Prosecutors later said that one post might have sealed his fate. They claimed Freddie Lee Trone, a 42-year-old man, saw the post or got word from someone who did. And what happened next turned a casual meal into a headline-making tragedy. Investigators later revealed the chilling chain of events. Freddie Lee Trone reportedly spotted PNB Rock on social media, scoped out the Roscoe's restaurant, and then sent his 17-year-old son inside armed with a gun in orders to rob the rapper. Once inside, the teen walked up to PNB Rock's table and demanded his jewelry at gunpoint. When PNB Rock refused to hand it over, the teen pulled the trigger, hitting him in the chest. As the rapper collapsed, the shooter allegedly stood over him and fired 2 more shots before grabbing his jewelry and running out. Security cameras caught everything. Terrified diners ducking for cover, chaos breaking out, and the horrifying scene that unfolded in seconds. The teen fled with jewelry worth more than $500,000. PNB Rock was rushed to a nearby hospital, but tragically, he didn't make it. The news spread online like wildfire, and the internet instantly turned its anger toward his fiancée, Stephanie. People couldn't stop pointing out that she had posted their exact location and shown off his jewelry. To many, that post looked like a target, and social media didn't hold back its fury. Even though no charges were filed against her, the backlash was brutal. Comment sections were flooded with blame and hate, turning her life upside down. In August 2024, Freddie Lee Trone was convicted of felony murder, robbery, and conspiracy, and a month later, he was sentenced to 31 years to life. His teenage son, tried as a juvenile, was found mentally unfit to stand trial that same year. But here's the haunting part. PNB Rock's story wasn't even the first of its kind. 2 years before that, back in February 2020, another rising star was taken far too soon. Bashar Baraka Jackson, better known as Pop Smoke, was only 20 years old and right on the edge of superstardom. His breakout hit, Welcome to the Party, had blown up the Brooklyn drill scene and put New York's sound back on the map. Pop was living his dream, staying at a rented mansion in the Hollywood Hills, surrounded by success and ready for the next level. But one small mistake changed everything. Someone in his crew posted an Instagram story, just a casual photo. But in the shot was a gift bag with the house address printed right on it. That single frame gave away his exact location, and it didn't take long for the wrong people to see it. Around 4:30 a.m., 5 masked intruders climbed in through a second-floor balcony, armed and ready. They cornered a woman inside, demanding to know where the money and jewelry were. When Pop Smoke fought back, one of the attackers, a 15-year-old, pulled the trigger, hitting him 3 times in the chest. Pop Smoke was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, but he didn't survive. He was only 20. The thieves made off with a Rolex and later sold it for just $2,000, a watch worth pennies compared to the priceless life they took that night. The legal battle over Pop Smoke's death dragged on for years, stretching far beyond the night it happened. Several juveniles were charged, but it wasn't until February 2025 that the final adult suspect, Corey Walker, took a plea deal, admitting guilt to voluntary manslaughter and 2 counts of home invasion. The judge sentenced him to 29 years behind bars. Pop Smoke's mother, Audrey Jackson, called the deal unfair, saying no sentence could ever match the loss of her son. But instead of letting anger consume her, she chose to turn her pain into purpose, dedicating herself to fighting against gun violence and helping other families facing the same heartbreak. When you look at the names, PNB Rock, Pop Smoke, and Cash Banks, it's impossible to ignore the pattern. Fame, money, flashy jewelry, social media posts showing off the lifestyle, and in each case, a woman or associate appearing close to the victim right before the attack. Every time it ends the same way. A robbery gone deadly, a life full of potential cut short. Carlos Banks knew how the industry worked. He understood that success doesn't come with a warning. No moment when someone tells you, you made it. You just grind day after day until suddenly everything around you looks different. But what he might not have realized is that those differences, the fame, the money, the recognition, can also paint a bullseye on your back. Since 2018, at least one major rapper has been killed every single year, most tied to gun violence, robberies, or social media beefs that spiraled out of control. It's a brutal reminder of how fame can shine bright, but also attract the darkest shadows. The list of lost talent just keeps growing. XXXTentacion, Nipsey Hussle, King Von, Young Dolph, PNB Rock, and now Cash Banks. Each name represents more than a headline. It's a reminder of how fame and danger often walk side by side in today's world. Experts say these tragedies aren't just about hip-hop. They reflect a much bigger issue: the gun violence and street conflicts tearing through communities across the country. Social media plays a huge part too. It's a powerful tool that can skyrocket someone to fame, but at the same time, it exposes every move to people who might want to take advantage. As for the Devin Jones case, the trial was supposed to start on September 2nd, 2025, but the defense requested a delay. And by the end of that year, no new date had been set. The case is stuck in limbo, leaving both the city and Carlos's loved ones desperate for answers. Meanwhile, investigators still believe there are other suspects out there, men who helped plan or carry out the attack, and they've yet to be caught. What's certain is this: Carlos Banks was just 28 years old, a proud father, a self-made artist, and a man who had fought his way out of the projects to build a real name for himself. His breakout track had already pulled in over 117,000 YouTube views, and he had his eyes set on something bigger. But on December 28th, 2024, he went live with a woman whose past was filled with chaos, including a murder case and claims of stealing from an ex out of jealousy. His fans begged him in real time to be careful, but he didn't listen. And hours later, tragedy struck. Just a few hours later, Carlos Banks was gone. Isha Jones continues to deny having any part in what happened, saying her past doesn't define her and claiming that mad exes were behind all the rumors. As of now, she hasn't been charged with anything connected to his death. The official investigation still centers on robbery, with Devin Jones standing as the main suspect, waiting for his day in court. But for the people who truly knew and loved Carlos, the part that hurts the most isn't just the mystery. It's the what-ifs. Carlos once admitted he wasn't great at opening up about his emotions. He preferred to vibe it out instead of confronting problems head-on. Maybe that's why he brushed off all those warnings. Maybe he thought he could handle whatever energy was coming his way, or maybe he simply trusted the wrong person at the wrong time. Whatever the truth may be, one heartbreaking fact remains: Carlos Banks will never get the chance to live out his dream, never hit that Rolling Loud stage he used to talk about with so much passion. He'll never drop another album, never get to see the stage lights shine on him again. And the hardest part, his little girl will have to grow up without her dad. The song Bad, the one Carlos planned to release on New Year's Day 2025, ended up being a posthumous track. What was supposed to be a celebration of his next big move became a heartbreaking reminder of everything he lost. And as for Isha Jones, she's still walking free. No official charges, no confirmation of her involvement, just her public denials and the internet's never-ending memory. The videos linking her to Carlos and digging into her past will always be out there, impossible to erase. They've become a digital reminder of the warnings he ignored, a story frozen online forever. Remember those followers who flooded his live chat trying to warn him about her past? Remember how he said he already knew? Some lessons hit too late, and they end up costing everything. So what's your take on all this? Do you think Isha Jones was unfairly judged because of her past? Or do you believe there's more to her story than what's been revealed? This case has the internet split. Some say she was just caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, while others are convinced she played a bigger role than anyone's admitting. Either way, one thing's for sure. The truth behind Carlos Banks' death still leaves a lot of questions hanging in the air. And drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you think. Was this all just a tragic coincidence, or was there something deeper going on behind the scenes? Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this breakdown eye-opening, and share this video so more people can join the conversation. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into stories that shake the culture. See you in the next one.